Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KPW War Zone. It is I, Tapey Styles, calling the action, flying solo as always. And tonight, we're starting things off hot with some tag team action. Bloom and Bilko representing the scheme, working their way up in the tag team division against two of the hottest stars. Two of the hottest luchadors in KPW, High Velocity, Ozone, and Atmosphere. We're here packed in the Kumite Forum. Sold out show here tonight. And we have one hell of a card to present to you here tonight. Coming up next, after the High Velocity versus the Scheme, we have Bob's KPW debut match against Nick Flawless. Later on tonight, we'll be seeing Sigma Shuko go one-on-one against David Rush, and in the main event, we'll have a triple threat match starring the KPW World Heavyweight Champion Chris Billy, as he goes up against Papyrus and Big Bernard. Over 1,200 pounds of beef in the center of the ring in the main event here tonight. But it's time to get into some tag team action. As Bloom and Ozone start off this match just hot enough. Big club to the chest, sending Ozone down to the floor. Waistlock tie up. Face crusher. Bloom with the size advantage to start the match off, utilizing his strength and his power to overwhelm Ozone. And Atmosphere tags in. Good play by High Velocity here. Atmosphere hoping to use his speed to outwit Bloom here. Two luchadors, the High Velocity tag team. They've been absolutely crushing it since they've made their arrival here in KPW all the way back in August. They came up short in their first opportunity for tag team gold all the way back at the Congressional Clash. And Bilko tags in. This is the opportunity that these two teams have been looking for. Chance to prove themselves, to show the world that they are more than willing, more than deserving of becoming tag team champions. And you can't mention the tag team championships without bringing up the Boise Boys. David Rush, Hollywood Hannon, our current tag team champions. David Rush in particular will be in action later on tonight against Sigma Shuko. Bilko and Atmosphere throwing some haymakers here. Ozone tags in. Irish whip. Bilko catches it. Catches the drop kick attempt. Bilko going for an Irish whip of his own into the corner. Big splash. And the action spills to the outside. Bilko's able to recuperate in time to get back in. Only a 2 count from the referee here. Two legal men, they have till 20 to get back into the ring. Pile driver on the outside. Elbow from the apron. Chop to the chest from Ozone. Whip it to the turnbuckle. Drop kick. Going for the waistlock tie up there. Backbreaker. And he's just choking the life out of Ozone there. It looked like he might have even tried to pull the mask off a little bit. And we know how much those masks mean to luchadors. It's a part of their culture. To lose your mask inside a professional wrestling ring is sacrilege. Where High Velocity is from. There's nothing more shameful to those two men than possibly losing their mask. Atmosphere and Bilko duking it out on the outside. Referee getting a 12 count in. Snap suplex by Atmosphere. Standing moonsault. Now Bloom's the legal man. Hip toss. Bloom by far the largest man in this bout. The only heavyweight in this bout, to be precise, as he spears Ozone off of the apron. Big diving clothesline into the turnbuckle there. Atmosphere, he's in a different planet right now. And Ozone breaking it up with a tope. Face crusher by Bloom. He maintained control over High Velocity. And he gets another face crusher in. And still to come here tonight, we'll be hearing from Tate after his victory last week against Nick Flawless, and he'll be here to address the arrival of Bob, what his connection may be to Bob. Many people have been assuming that him and Bob are in cahoots together, that he planned for Bob to beat down Nick Flawless after the bell last week. And hopefully we'll be getting some answers coming up here tonight. Big Uranagi from Bloom. Bilko tags in. Scheme maintaining some control over High Velocity. Tandem offense backfiring for the Scheme here. Back suplex from Ozone to Bilko. Later on tonight, we'll also be hearing from the former KPW World Heavyweight Champion, the icon, the man they call Ding. I'm sure he's got a lot to say here tonight. I'm sure he has a lot on his mind after losing that championship at Euphoria. With a 7'4", 525-pound man beast, Chris Billy. Bilko countering that suplex attempt over the ropes. And now Bloom's a legal man. Springboard elbow. Inside cradle. And Ozone kicks out, not even at one. Springboard missile drop kick. Armbar by Bloom. Bloom and Atmosphere, they're just taking the fight right to each other. Waistlock counter. Back suplex. A big splash from Brett's rope there. Many know it's the most dangerous rope across all of professional wrestling, even on Twitch. Drop to the chest. Atmosphere is fighting back. Trying to go for a jawbreaker there, and Blue blocks the attempt. Big body splash, sending Atmosphere through the ropes and down to the mat. Well executed drop kick. Bloom is in control of both members of High Velocity. Now Bilko getting involved on the outside. The two legal men, Bloom and Atmosphere, all alone in that ring. No room for comfort. Bloom going for a springboard missile drop kick of his own, not connecting, however. Atmosphere was just too quick for him. Spinning wheel kick by Atmosphere. Ozone and Bilko. Two legal men now. Spinning wheel kick by Bilko. Big suplex by Ozone. You can tell that these two have been waiting for an opportunity like this for weeks, if not months. This is how fiercely the tag team division competes with one another, just to be able to get a tag team opportunity, just to get an opportunity to go for the tag team championships. Boise Boys have returned to their reign of terror as KPW Tag Team Champions. As inaugural Tag Team Champions, they managed to stay on top throughout the entire spring. But at Euphoria, they regained control of the division. They took back the Tag Team Championships, becoming the first ever two-time KPW Tag Team Champions, the first ever two-time KPW champions in the first place. The tag made to Ozone here. Excuse me, Atmosphere. Leg lock by Bilko there. Speaking of two-time champions, Slarty, the KPW Twitch champion, reigning victorious over Hollywood Hannon last week. And what many have described as a battle of the lariats, Slarty's turned out to just be a little bit stronger that week. And close affiliate to Slarty, Sigma Shuko, will be in singles action against Hollywood Hannon's tag team partner, David Rush. Rumors have been floating of Slarty and Shuko entering the tag team division. The rumors have been floating around. Shuko may be trying to take this legit, and we'll be hearing about that next Thursday night, October 10th, at the inaugural episode of the Golden Gauntlet, 9/8 Central. We're hoping to hear from Shuko about these rumors, about all the speculation. Tag made to Ozone. Bloom maintaining control of the ring. Powerbomb attempt, counter into a Hurricane Rana, 1 count. This is right where High Velocity likes to be. They perform at their absolute best when all the pressure's weighing down on them. Bloom here is hoping that he can maintain enough pressure to overwhelm both of these competitors. Tie up, back suplex in the corner. One of the hardest parts of the ring. Tag made to Bilko. Ozone looking for a Northern Lights suplex there. Ozone trying to maintain his ground, trying to stand his ground against Bilko here, but Bilko is just keeping up the pace with him. Big clothesline knocks Ozone down to the mat. Boko backs away from the dropkick attempt, leaving him hanging. Big springboard elbow from the second rope. All this high action, this high octane action, it's what it really makes this all a big tongue twister here. It's so easy to get lost in the action between these two tag teams. Boko trying to take the mask off of Ozone again. An atmosphere immediately broke things up. Big Uranagi from Bilko. Dragging him towards the center of the ring, looking for a lateral press here perhaps. Cover, 1, 2, 3! The Scheme have emerged victorious here tonight. They kept the pressure up the entire bout, cutting off any hope spots that either of the high velocity members could try and achieve here. As Bloom executes one hell of a running leg lariat. The cut off atmosphere from breaking up the pin. Congratulations to the Scheme. And an explosive opening match here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing here next to a man that many consider to be the secret weapon of KPW. I'm of course talking about Tape. Come into frame here, son. I wanted to congratulate you on finally healing from your injured diaphragm. Good to finally have a clear and booming voice again. And congratulations on your victory last week against Nick Flawless. But that's also what we're here to discuss. Not so much what happened during the match, but what happened after the match. After the bell rang and the referee raised her hand in victory, the lights in the Kumite Forum went out. The debuting Bob stood across the ring from Mr. Nick Flawless, and you were nowhere to be seen. A lot of people have been speculating that Bob is your hired gun. Could you give everybody here a peek into what you're thinking?
Over the past several months, I've been trying to find my place here in KPW. Started off hot at Spring Stampede. Made it to the finals of the Gold Rush tournament back in April. I was this close to becoming the first KPW World Heavyweight Champion, and yet it feels so far away from me. But I've gone up against some of the best that KPW has offered, and I've beaten them clean in the center of the ring. I did it all clean and by myself. As far as last week goes, I have no clue why Bob beat Nick senseless after my match ended. And I'd really prefer it if Bob stayed out of my business. But anybody saying that Bob and I are on the same page and this was all an inside job is making claims that I'd call inflammatory. And ultimately baseless speculation.
I wouldn't consider these speculations to be baseless, many people, myself included. Many people know that you and Bob have known each other for quite a long time.
Roger, you're right. I have known Bob for a very long time. We go far, far back. But this kind of speculation has followed me into multiple different companies. Some of them even going far enough to hire a second-rate impersonator just to stick it to me. That man in the ring last week was the genuine article, the real freaking deal. And I've been getting the job done just fine by myself inside the ring. Why fix something that isn't broke to begin with? So I'm glad that he's finally here in the squared circle. But if this is how he's going to conduct himself in the ring, then I don't want his help.
Thank you for keeping us informed, Tape. But before you leave, I wanted to inform you that you will be one of the 10 participants in the Golden Gauntlet starting this Thursday night at 9/8 Central. In the A block, it'll be KPW Twitch champion Slarty, Tape, the Monarch Oliver English, Sigma Shuko, and France's greatest export, Pierre Cinema. In the B block, it'll be Ricky Rhombus, the KPW Hardcore Champion Popo, KPW Tag Team Champion David Rush, Corey Sinclair, and the last opening in the gauntlet will be decided next, as Bob makes his in-ring debut against Greek Machismo himself, Nick Flawless. Take it to ringside for the gauntlet eliminator.
What an incredible announcement there. We have it, folks. Our brackets for the Golden Gauntlet starting on October 10th, this Thursday night, 9/8 Central. In Block A, it'll be Slarty, Tape, Oliver English, Sigma Shuko, and Pierre Cinema. Block B, it'll be Ricky Rhombus, Popo, David Rush, Corey Sinclair, and one of these two men here competing here tonight. And what a golden opportunity Bob stumbled across here tonight. He makes his slow walk into the ring here, really soaking in that debut entrance. Nick Flawless, however, looking for some retribution after the assault that Bob put down on him last week on War Zone. Many people think that Tape and Bob are in cahoots. Tape just vehemently denied all these allegations, all these accusations, saying that he wants nothing to do with that man outside the ring right now. Only time will tell if he's telling the truth. Test of strength between Bob and Nick Flawless. And Nick Flawless gets the upper hand. Bob and Nick Flawless sizing each other up here. Enziguri by Nick. Greek Machismo himself. These two individuals really fighting and playing for keeps here tonight. The mother of all opportunities coming their way. One of these two men will enter the B block for the Golden Gauntlet this Thursday night. Big shoulder blocks from Bob, trying to take the shoulder out of the socket. Roll up the tent by Nick. Rope break. Bob has a distinct size advantage over Nick Flawless here tonight. 6'8", 300 pounds. The big man clotheslining Nick over the top rope, but down to the floor. Nick just machine gunning those chops to the face of Bob. Kitchen sink. And I was trying to gouge the eyes of Bob, trying to blind him here. Might not be the wisest decision. We saw what happened when Bob made his debut last week. He got busted wide open. And all it did was piss the big man off. Running knee lift by Nick Flawless. Fighting with everything that he's got, showing the Kumite faithful here tonight, showing the world that he's got that fighting spirit. Another Irish whip into the ropes, back body drop. Nick going right back to the eyes of Bob. Bob catching the knee of Nick Flawless, transitioning into an ankle lock. Another Irish whip reversal. Back elbow. And Nick maintains control of this bout. He's been training all week for a match like this. Running knee lift to Bob, trying to spoil his party here. What many people on social media have noted, what many critics and consumers alike have noted about the debuting Bob. He has a passing resemblance to Misfits vocalist Glenn Danzig. Personally, I can't tell the difference. Bob going for another Irish whip. Nick has been on top of things, in control, sleeper hold in effect. He was able to get out. Knee lift by Nick Flawless. Oh, he might be calling for the flawless elbow. Going up top. He could be putting this away here. An elbow driven into Bob's heart like a stake. Inside cradle. Bob kicking out at 2.9. Bob still has some fight in him. The resilience on display here. Big headbutt from Bob. Another waistlock tie up, a sleeper hold of his own. Cut off the blood flow to the brain. To knock Nick Flawless out. Greek Machismo. He could be in danger. The longer that this match goes, it seems it could benefit Bob. Spinning back suplex towards the center of the ring. And now Bob working down the legs of Nick Flawless. Just capitalizing, going after the knees. To limit the agility of Nick Flawless, standing vertical suplex, brain buster. Excuse me. Irish whip it to the ropes. Back body drop by Bob. Sending Nick over 7 feet in the air. Back elbow. Nick going back up top. Shaking off the bad knee. And Bob rolls out of harm's way. Nick paid for that dearly. Meeting in the middle, big running boot to the head. And now Bob's going up top. Diving headbutt. Greek Machismo, Nick Flawless is in danger here. Oh, he's signaling for the end here. He has him in the choke slam. He calls this the last caress, and he slams him down with authority. Dragging away from the ropes. This is it. This is ball game. And Bob is going to the Golden Gauntlet. Making one hell of a statement here tonight against Greek Machismo. Nick Flawless put up the fight of his life here tonight. He gave it everything that he had. But his best was not enough for a man like Bob. That devastating last caress choke slam. As Bob drags Nick's lifeless body across the mat here. Bob making quick work of Nick Flawless. Think of the message that this sends to everybody else in the back. To the 9 other individuals in the Golden Gauntlet. Bob is officially in the B block. Congratulations to Bob on his explosive, his lightning quick debut match here tonight.
Is that camera rolling? Good. 'Cause I want to address the biggest title whore in the entire company. Slarty just doesn't know when to stop. He just couldn't help himself in that ring at Euphoria. Picked out a golden opportunity to injure Popcorn Poppy's neck and win the title again. It's shameful that you got away with that once but twice in 4 months. Count your days, Slarty. Madhouse is gonna be a nightmare for you. But this ain't gonna be a nightmare you can sleep off. Next week, your boy Shuko is about to get the brakes beat off of his ass. But I do appreciate you keeping the Twitch Championship warm for me, 'cause when I beat you at Madhouse you're never getting that belt back.
We got a quick interruption there from K-Dog. Making his locking in his target. Sights set on Slarty for Madhouse at the end of the month. And as we have Ding making his way down to the ring, the icon, the man they call Ding. Sure, he has a lot on his mind after what went down at Euphoria.
Whoa! I've been feeling a bit lighter in the past week. At Euphoria, the Dinger was in the fight of his life. I fought for 10 agonizing minutes, throwing every single thing I had. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough to keep down Chris Billy. And it really gave me perspective on something. Some insight into all the pressure I put on myself to stay the World Heavyweight Champion. Some days, you can give it everything you've got and it just won't be enough. You're never in control of everything around you in life, and sometimes you're going to get knocked down a peg. But it's moments like these that make me think about all the fans watching from home. All of you in attendance here tonight at the Kumite Forum. And I'm talking to all my little dingers out there. We were handed a pretty sour lemon at Euphoria. But when life gives you lemons, you make the most out of it and make lemonade. It's the mentality that gets me out of bed. It's what drives me to train further in the ring. Pushing my body to new levels at the gym. From the beginning I thought for sure that I'd never get a chance to be the KPW World Heavyweight Champion. But you guys know better than me, the only thing for sure about Ding is nothing's for sure. And we had a hell of a run. We threw one hell of a party together. One to last the entire summer. But what if I told you guys that this party doesn't have to end? 'Cause the Dinger is more willing and motivated than ever to get back what belongs to the people. The KPW World Heavyweight Championship. Which is why I'm here to announce that I'm invoking my...
No. I just knew that you were gonna walk out there and pander to these sheep as if their opinions are worth a damn. You think the people are gonna stand by a man like you? At least I won my match at Euphoria. And with a victory like the one I busted my ass off for nearly an hour over, the board of directors have decided to make me the #1 contender for Chris Billy's championship at Madhouse. Sure, try and invoke that rematch clause. Everybody knows that Chris Billy pummeled you like a little bitch to win that title. And speaking of bitches, I got business to settle with Chris Billy anyways. When I said I was gonna run this all, I didn't say that I was gonna share with the rest of the group. Roger is my bitch specifically. And I find it unprofessional and disrespectful how Chris Billy choke slammed and hit Roger with the GFD last week. And since you're the world champion's bitch,
You think you're legit because you went 55 minutes against the Sauce? I pinned him in the main event of Summer Spark in just 10. And I didn't need to blindside and soften anybody down to make sure I secure a win. And you interrupt to call me a bitch? I bet you're not even in the back there, so why don't you show yourself? Meet me face to face, man to man.
And oh my god, Jedi! Making one hell of an entrance! Ding challenged him to meet him face to face, man to man. The Viceroy is here in the Kumite Forum. As he hits Ding with a running forearm smash. Trying to choke the life out of the Dinger, the former World Heavyweight Champion. As we're learning here, Jedi, the #1 contender for the KPW World Heavyweight Championship. The man that gets the next shot against Crisp Billy. He hits Ding in the back of the head with the lightsaber. That patented spinning back fist. He told everybody he's here to run it all. He thinks that Chris Billy has some kind of ownership over Ding. He didn't appreciate how he went after Roger last week. Specifically pointing out he's not here to share the wealth. Jedi just sending one hell of a message here. Absolutely brutalizing the former KPW World Heavyweight Champion. Torture rack neck breaker. But Ding's giving it everything he's got. DDT. It looked like Ding was about to invoke a rematch clause. After all, he'd made multiple successful defenses with that World Heavyweight Championship. Tilt-a-Whirl Power Slam. Now Jedi just raining down hooks and punches into the face of Ding. That's how he busted open the Sauce at Euphoria. And now Jedi looking to go for a Scorpion Ding drop. He's made his message incredibly clear here tonight. Another lightsaber to the back of the head of Ding. But Ding sneaks in another Ding on Jedi. He's giving everything that he's got here. The referees, security, just staying out of this one. Yes, the kind of assault that Jedi's been laying out across the locker room, up and down the board. Crossing names off that list. Nobody wants to risk getting near that man. T-bone suplex onto the Dinger. These two are just absolutely hashing it out. Jedi just catching Ding by surprise there. Ding even said he knew he wasn't in the back there. He was just waiting for him to show up. But what a hell of a way to establish that. And Ding has been busted wide open by the Viceroy. Busted him wide open there. Lining him up with those punches. Very little that Ding could have done to protect himself there. Jedi just putting the world heavyweight champion on notice there. Beating the former world heavyweight champion, the icon, the man they called Ding senseless. As at Madhouse, it'll be Crisp Billy going one-on-one against the Viceroy Jedi for the KPW World Heavyweight Championship. As Ding is being escorted out of the ring, medical staff on the way. Gurney set up at ringside. Jedi just getting out of there like a bat out of hell. Slinging back through the crowd. What a senseless attack there from the Viceroy. Inside clearing the area up here. Just in time for our next singles bout here. Sigma Shuko making his way down the aisle. We'll be hearing from Shuko on Thursday night at the Golden Gauntlet. The inaugural episode, a 6-week mini-series. Every Thursday night, 9/8 Central from October 10th to roughly November 14th, I believe. Shuko, David Rush, two competitors in the Golden Gauntlet. Of course, they are in opposite brackets. Shuko in the A block, David Rush in the B block. There is a chance that these two individuals could walk away with the most points from both of their blocks. They could be getting a rematch in just a couple weeks. But 10 men, both of these men in the center of the ring here included, are on track to get a KPW World Heavyweight title match in the main event of Collision Course in November. Drop down. Side kick from David Rush. The Idaho man taking the fight to Sigma Shuko. Inside cradle by Shuko. Slarty emerged victorious last week over Hollywood Hannon. The two big men duking it out in a battle of the lariats. We know how closely affiliated Slarty and Shuko are. Shuko would love nothing more than to be able to claim a victory over David Rush here tonight. Rib breaker by David Rush. Shuko maintaining some control over David Rush here. Big flapjack from Shuko. Another Irish whip. Another flapjack. Shuko keeping the pressure up. Back suplex in the corner of the ring. Not a lot of give there. David Rush could be in danger here. But he powers out of that double underhook suplex attempt. Lifting Shuko up and over his head. Shuko trying to go for the double underhook again. And David Rush just powers out. David Rush may not be one of the largest men on the roster. If anything, he's closer to the short end of the stick. But he has deceptive amounts of strength in him. We've seen him powerlift men like the 400+ pound Papyrus, one of the 3 competitors in our main event match here tonight. 1,200 pounds of main event beef. The 300-pound Big Bernard, the 400-pound Papyrus. And of course, our world heavyweight champion, the 7'4", 525-pound man beast, Crisp Billy. To round out the party there. Double axe handle to the neck of Shuko. Irish whip reversal by Shuko. Shuko's got David Rush trapped in the corner there. David Rush, a world-renowned record breaker. A savvy in-ring veteran going low on Shuko. Shuko losing control of David Rush here. That could be a fatal flaw for tonight's matchup, however. Another flapjack by Shuko. Shuko going up top. He gets down from the top rope. David Rush was scouting that move from Shuko. He was going to counter that up top, and that's what convinced Shuko to get down from the ropes. Trying to stay one step ahead of his competitor here tonight. The mastermind. Same with Shuko. Setting up David Rush in the Tree of Woe. A drop kick into the sternum. And the action spills to the outside. David Rush pulling Shuko down from the apron. Spinning back kick from Shuko. Irish whip into the guardrail. Shuko going up top. Moonsault to the floor.
12, 13, 14.
David Rush trying to find an opening and get back inside the ring. Irish whip into the turnbuckles. Shuko taking David Rush up top. David Rush punching Shuko down from the second rope. Irish whip reversal. Shuko hangs onto the ropes. Spinning back kick. Headlock takeover. I've never seen a match with such a stalemate. Lion Tamer in effect from Shuko. That's a move that'll really put your hamstrings to work. David Rush looking for another headlock takeover. Shuko transitioning that counter into a German suplex with the added pin attempt. David Rush saved by the rope break, but he was not saved by the ropes from that clothesline. Give him the arm out stiff. Body slam by David Rush. Shuko going around. Back suplex. Shuko not exactly a fan favorite of here tonight in the Kumite Forum. Lion Tamer in perfect position. David Rush's toes reaching the rope. Referee's calling the rope break. Wise decision by our referee here tonight. Drop suplex by David Rush, showcasing that strength on display. That Herculean-like strength. David Rush, Sigma Shuko in one hell of a battle here tonight. Samoan drop by David Rush. Shuko powers back up, however. David Rush trying to go after the shin of Shuko. Shuko very keen on using a lot of leg strikes, drop kicks, spinning heel kicks, spinning back kicks, neutralizing the shin, the ankles. It's a very wise move from David Rush. Shuko scouting those headlock takeovers from here on out, however. That released German suplex really doing a lot of damage to David Rush. Side kick sending Shuko through the ropes. Clothesline sending Shuko down to the floor. Shuko for a moment out there locking eyes with Hollywood Hannon. Shuko rakes the eyes of David Rush. Feeling a little froggy there. Springboard missile drop kick. David Rush goes flying down to the floor out on the outside. Shuko looking to go up top here. Missing the moonsault. David Rush executing a drop kick here, showing that he's more than willing to leave his feet here too. Another drop kick. Shuko running face first into that one. These two individuals, these two men putting on an absolute clinic here tonight. Double underhook suplex successful from Shuko. Taking the time to showboat, maybe catch his composure a little bit. Snapmare by Shuko. Headlock, chinlock, excuse me. Shuko maintaining control over David Rush here tonight. These two are absolutely going to war here tonight on War Zone. David Rush with a big Samoan drop. Body slam. Dropping down the elbow. David Rush guarding the shin. Blocking off that drop kick attempt. Another Samoan drop. Center of the ring. Shuko could be endangered here. David Rush going for a Cascadian Dominator. Cover. And Shuko kicks out. I don't think I've ever seen anybody kick out of the Cascadian Dominator. Atomic drop from David Rush. Another Irish whip. Shuko running the ropes. Drop down from David Rush. Power slam. Jawbreaker from David Rush. The crowd is absolutely electric for this match here tonight. They have gone bananas here. Another jawbreaker from David Rush. Keeping the pressure up. Go for a second dominator here. Lateral press, this could be it. And David Rush secures the pin on Shuko. Last week it was Slarty that got the upper hand on Hollywood Hannon. This week, David Rush went in with a goal to even the odds. To even the score here. David Rush getting the better of Shuko here tonight, but it was not for nothing. Shuko putting up one hell of a fight. His technical wizardry, his light work, his light feet just managing to stay ahead of David Rush in the opening minutes of the bout. Made him one hell of a formidable opponent, but David Rush was able to overwhelm Shuko with raw strength and power. Congratulations to one half of the KPW Tag Team Champions, one half of the Boise Boys, David Rush. I'm sure Shuko will have a lot to say on Thursday at the Golden Gauntlet. But that's one hell of a message to send to the B block, courtesy of David Rush. What an intense battle that was. Then our main event, triple threat action, 1,200 plus pounds of main event beef. As Papyrus, 400 pounds of man. Big Bernard, 325 pounds of man. And the KPW World Heavyweight Champion, the 7'4", 525-pound man beast, Crisp Billy, duke it out in non-title action. Papyrus, one half of Chaos Control. Another prominent tag team here in KPW. A real who's who of big meaty men slapping meat. Three of the meatiest men in KPW. An absolute hoss fight. 30-minute time limit. Big Bernard making his way down to the ring solo. And he's a well-accomplished individual in his own right here in KPW. Him and Headband Tommy Tanks, the Influence, former KPW Tag Team Champions. A former Hardcore Champion, Big Bernard is. But speaking of former Hardcore Champions, and your current KPW World Heavyweight Champion, the 7'4", 525-pound man beast, Crisp Billy. Making his way down the aisle with intent, with purpose. Striking fear into the hearts of millions around the world. A man that ended Ding's championship reign at Euphoria, and a man that will have his first offense against Jedi at Madhouse, Crisp Billy. And ready to absolutely go to war here tonight. Big Bernard sneaking a low blow on Papyrus. Big pile driver. That's 400 pounds of man landing head first on the mat. The human body was not designed to withstand so much pressure. Big Bernard, Chris Billy. Circling Papyrus like a shark. Like sharks smelling blood in the water. But Chris Billy maintaining control. He's completely out for himself. The world heavyweight champion dropping Big Bernard with a sidewalk slam. Shin breaker from Chris Billy. Think of the bragging rights that Big Bernard and Papyrus would have if either one of them could secure a pinfall or a submission over Chris Billy in tonight's main event. Big meaty men slapping meat. Big boot sending Papyrus through the ropes. The crowd erupting into meat chants. Double underhook suplex from Big Bernard. These three men are absolutely unparalleled in size and strength. To see any of these men leave their feet for something as simple as a drop kick. It's absolutely absurd. It's terrifying. Russian leg sweep by Papyrus. Shin breaker by Chris Billy. These three men just fighting for control, and Big Bernard's been busted wide open, wearing the proverbial crimson mask. Big suplex by Chris Billy, lifting Big Bernard over 7 feet into the air. Sleeper hold, cutting off the circulation, the blood flow to the head of Big Bernard. Assisted power bomb. Onto the 400-pound Papyrus. Big flapjack from Papyrus, lifting a 500+ pound man into the air like that, free falling. Good thing that the ring crew here reinforced the posts, the framework around the ring. Chris Billy trying to go for a pinfall here. And Big Bernard powers out. Some of the impacts, these high impact moves that these three men are capable of performing on each other, they can register on the Richter scale. This ring could very well collapse right in front of us here tonight. The Viceroy Jedi watching on from backstage, his own private locker room. Watching on, hoping that one of these two challengers to the world heavyweight champion here demolish him in the center of the ring. An assisted power bomb. Chris Billy leaping from the top, big lariat down to the mat. Chris Billy can overwhelm these two competitors. What would have to be going through the mind of a man like the Viceroy Jedi? If the combined 700-pound effort of Papyrus and Big Bernard can't put down the world champion, what chance would Jedi stand? Big Bernard and Papyrus singling out the world champion. But it's a triple threat match. All three of these individuals are looking to secure a big victory here tonight. And I don't think it gets any bigger in mass than this. Irish whip into the ropes. Power slam onto Papyrus. Big elbow from Big Bernard. An elbow from Chris Billy. Another elbow from Big Bernard. And another elbow from Chris Billy. Oh my God. That's a solid way to stop a man's heart right there. This is one of the most insane nights in KPW history. Big running clothesline from Chris Billy. Springboard back elbow attempt, Samoan drop, however, from Papyrus, catching Chris Billy's prey there. Singling out the same opponent. His temporary alliances going back and forth like a light switch. Big Bernard raking the back of the World Heavyweight Champion. And Big Bernard going up top with an elbow drop. Papyrus moved out of the way this time. Chris Billy looking to put it all away here. Absolute meat madness here in the main event of War Zone here tonight. Chris Billy, the KPW World Heavyweight Champion. Papyrus looking to steal a pin from the world champ. Papyrus, one half of Chaos Control. And Big Bernard, a former KPW Hardcore Champion, a former KPW Tag Team Champion. And Zagiri from the big man. Think about how scary it must be to be inside this ring. When Papyrus is the average man in this bout, 400 pounds. Looking for a doomsday device. Chris Billy, Big Bernard taking out Papyrus together here. How much can these three men withstand here? Inside cradle. One count. Pinfall attempt by Papyrus here. Big Bernard kicks out. What an absolutely insane main event match here tonight. You ain't gonna find a hoss fight like this anywhere else. The fighting spirit on display from all three of these men. An absolute clash of the titans here. Collar and elbow tie up there. Pile driver onto Chris Billy. And Big Bernard is bleeding buckets. He's gonna need stitches after tonight's bout. Mountain bomb. The big woolly mammoth of KPW, Big Bernard. Playing monkey in the middle here between a combined 900 pounds of beef. Chris Billy his overwhelming size and mass. Just too big for a man like Big Bernard to pick up for a suplex. Atomic drop from Papyrus. A double atomic drop. October 7th, 2024, the night that three of KPW's biggest titans clashed in the center of the ring. It's looking a whole lot like Godzilla in the center of Tokyo. Big Mongolian chop to the world champion. Action spilling to the outside. Chris Billy taking the opportunity to rest, get his composure. Chris Billy going up top. And Papyrus moving out of the way of that lariat to the floor.
11, 12.
Chris Billy's looking for his opportunity to strike. Like Godzilla, King Kong, and Ultraman clashing, colliding. Evacuate the local area, evacuate the building. This whole place might be coming down. KPW might need to find a new residency after this bout. Back suplex from Big Bernard. Big splash from Papyrus. Big Bernard looking for a big top rope elbow. Suplex by Chris Billy. The vice grip that he's gonna have on the World Heavyweight Championship is palpable. It took 6 men to dethrone Chris Billy of the Hardcore Championship at Summer Spark. Six men. What the hell is it gonna take to get the World Heavyweight title away from a man like Chris Billy? Rope break by the referee. Papyrus. Repeated shoulder blocks. Trying to neutralize the world champion, take out those arms so he can't lift them up for the GFD, that patented tombstone pile driver, the George Foreman drill. Pinfall, and Papyrus gets broken up by the world champion. Assisted power bomb. Hooking the leg on Chris Billy. Big Bernard in to break up the count immediately. Cover on the champion. Chris Billy almost being singled out here. Papyrus, Big Bernard looking for bragging rights, stepping over the other just to get a chance to put a beat down on Chris Billy. Might prove to be a poor decision. It might be part of their undoing, as it's giving Chris Billy plenty of time to recuperate. And Chris Billy power slammed by Big Bernard, hooking the leg. Referee getting in there. 1 count. Papyrus breaking it up. You know how much endurance, how much gas that a man like Big Bernard has in the tank. He went 20 minutes in the first ever official First Blood match against Count Cracula for the Hardcore Championship. Him and Tommy Tanks have gone to time limit draws in the tag team division. So the world knows he's more than capable of going another 20 if he needs to. Chris Billy took the fight to every competitor in the Hardcore Championship scramble all the way back at Summer Spark. It took 6 men to force Chris Billy to relinquish that Hardcore title. Papyrus has not been battle tested like this before. For all 3 of these titans, these giants, they're showing the wounds of this war. This is the kind of match that would shorten careers. Chris Billy powering out at 2. These temporary alliances, they are volatile. Just seeking out the opportunity to take the other man out. Chris Billy trying to get the perfect opening. Go for a George Foreman drill. He might have secured it. Picking up the 400-pound Papyrus. George Foreman drill, the GFD. Big Bernard stealing the pin. Chris Billy going up top, dropping the elbow. These meat chants are deafening here tonight. Chris Billy missing the opportunity to go for a doomsday device. Big Bernard was just too far out in the center of the ring. absolutely insane main event here tonight. They find a little bit of breathing space here. Coming up next week on War Zone, the KPW Hardcore Championship. Popo defends against the prize fighter Venom Artemis. Shuko will be in singles action against K-Dog. With more to come later. But this Thursday, the inaugural episode of the Golden Gauntlet, the round robin tournament. 4 matches announced here. Slarty going one-on-one against Oliver English. Tape going one-on-one against Sigma Shuko in the A block. In the B block, Ricky Rhombus goes up against David Rush. And in the hardcore champion, Popo goes one-on-one against Corey Sinclair. Pinfalls and submissions are 3 points. Countouts are 2, and time limit draws are worth 0. "22 minutes of these 3 titans, these 3 warriors, these 3 absolute beasts." Big clothesline to the back of the head of Big Bernard. Papyrus looking to steal it. Chris Billy looking to go for a pin on Papyrus now. Big Bernard stealing the pin. And Papyrus steals the pin once again. Big Bernard and Papyrus have just been stealing pins from the World Heavyweight Champion back to back. These 3 men absolutely desperate to put the other away. Careers are shortened, threatened in a match like this, of this caliber. Sidewalk slam by Papyrus onto the world champion. Belly to belly toss by the 400-pound monster. Papyrus powering out of a suplex attempt. Wishbone split by the 2 big men in this bout. The 2 bigger men, I should say. Infall attempt by Chris Billy. What an absolutely electric main event here tonight in the Kumite Forum rope break. As Big Bernard, Papyrus, and the KPW World Heavyweight Champion Chris Billy duke it out. Big headbutt busting open Papyrus. Big Mongolian chop in the corner. Lateral press. 1. Broken up by the champion. Reminder, folks, this is a non-title triple threat match. But one of these 2 men that could possibly secure a victory over a man like Chris Billy, surely they'd have to be in line for some kind of opportunity in the near future. Inside cradle by the champion. 25 minutes have passed on the clock, only 5 left to go. Rope break by the referee. Bout has become even more difficult for men like Papyrus and Big Bernard. All that blood spilling out and oozing out of their foreheads, obstructing the view of their challengers. Chris Billy, the World Heavyweight Champion, arguably the freshest man in this bout. The only man to not be juicing from the forehead here. The size of the gash on Papyrus's head. Scars are gonna be left after a bout like this. Double-handed chokehold. Lifting Papyrus into the air there. Forearm smash by Papyrus. Shoulder block into the back of Big Bernard. Running leg drop by Chris Billy. Chris Billy powers out of it. Abdominal stretch attempt onto the big man, the 500-pound World Heavyweight Champion. Papyrus is feeling it. Chris Billy knows that Papyrus is sizing up a man like Big Bernard to put him away. Chris Billy was able to provide the distraction. And that could have been a very pivotal moment for this match. Big Bernard recuperating on the outside, picking out his opportunities here. GFD in the center of the ring. Cover! And Big Bernard breaks it up. Chris Billy is incensed. He is pissed. You do not want to make a man that size that angry. Doomsday device attempt once again, and Big Bernard eats it. Power slam by Papyrus. Now he's choking the life out of Chris Billy. As the clock is ticking less than 90 seconds away from a time limit draw. These three men have reached an absolute stalemate. And Chris Billy attempting a drop kick onto Papyrus. Papyrus slamming Chris Billy down onto the mat there. Felt some of the dust shake from the roof of the arena here. The amount of insurance that the Kumite Forum is gonna need after a bout like this. Government and city funding has been saved up for matches like this. 20 seconds left on the clock. Wishbone split on the world champion. There's not enough time. It looks like we're gonna go to a time limit draw. And what a hell of a match it was. One giant stalemate. 1,200 pounds of main event beef. This absolute war to end the show here tonight. These three Titans gave it their all. Equally matched. But no one man was better than the others. What an incredible night to be a wrestling fan. What an incredible night for KPW. To conclude one of the most insane episodes of Warzone ever. I have been Tapey Styles, the only man that could call this action solo, flying right down the middle, calling it right down the middle as always. And we will see you this Thursday night for the inaugural episode